Good morning. I'm feeling smiley and refreshed, happy. Yeah, it was a good night. They had a bed for me. It was in a bunk room, and they said if no other hikers show up, I'd have the room to myself, and no other hikers showed up, so I had the room to myself. I got myself a big can of vegetable and beef soup that I heated up over the stove, and a sleeve of delicious cookies. And now I'm walking down to the dock where I'll catch the 10:20 a.m. ferry to Kebnats. Then I'll take a bus to Vakotavara, and then it's about 66 miles to Abisko. And that includes about a half-mile row. It might be a mile and a half if I have to go there and tow a boat back, and then there again. But whatever happens. So I packed myself some ham and cheese sandwiches. I had an awesome breakfast. I had coffee for the first time in 3 or 4 days. So yeah, I think, and it's going to be good weather today, so all signs point to having a good day. Boat, that's where we are. Prettiest rainbows I've ever seen. All right, the bus just dropped us off. It was exactly 12 o'clock. So game on. I'm right beside a waterfall. It was kind of raining and stuff right when I got here, but the sun's already coming out. But I'm so excited. It's a beautiful day. I had great sleep. It's like everything just works out, at least until now, and I'm so happy. It is the day of the rainbows. It's just another one of those moments that's like, what? Is this for me? Of course it's not for me. I'm not that special, but it's still just like I feel very lucky, honored, happy. Yeah. Big deer. Starting to see snow on the mountains. Feels like there's no one out here but me. There are people out here, but it's still pretty amazing. This is the lake I'm about to row across, and it literally has a rainbow over it. Like, I'm going under that arc. It's quite windy, so it's probably going to be a tough row, maybe not. But I just saw another hiker, and I said, did you row? And he said, yeah. And I said, how was it? He said, fine. So I'm like, okay. I mean, I can see the current. I can see the waves from here. It is windy today, so, but I'm just going to remember what Maiken said, the hiker, the German hiker I rode with back on the third day, to just go upstream, basically like row more against the current so that you end up where you want to be. So I'll do my best. I think if this were me a few days ago, I'd be freaking out a little more, and I'm a little nervous, but seeing that hiker gave me reassurance. And also I don't know, I just feel like I've been gaining more confidence in myself these last several days. So wish me luck. Made it! Whew. It was a little rough. There were 2 other people waiting to cross. 2 other hikers. And the water, as it looks from above, was very choppy. We had to wait on another boat of people on their way over, and it looked like they were moving really slow. And then I was like the youngest of the 3 of us, and I had rode, a few days ago, and neither of the other hikers had rode in a long time or didn't really feel, so I was like, okay, I can do it. And then we got started, and it was very hard work. Like, I was huffing and puffing and having a pretty hard time, and also like I just don't have the best technique. And about halfway through, it was a man and a woman, and the guy said, like, hey, do you want me to take over? And I said, if you're up for it, sure. So we very carefully switched spots, careful not to tip the boat over, and he rowed the rest of the way, which I was very, very thankful for. And it took, about a half hour total to row across. It felt like longer, but there were definitely little white cap waves out there, and it just got the closer we got to the place, the choppier the water got. So it's just a little tense, but we made it, and we were the last boat across, so we would have had to row it back, which I was concerned about because like that was really hard, and then that would also mean another full hour of rowing for us if we had to take the boat back and tow another one back, then come back again. So there were these 2 other women hikers on the other side. They saw us and they were like, how was it? And we were like, it was great. Do you want to go? and we just said, like, the key is to go into the current and take your time, don't panic, and you'll be fine. So we didn't have to go across, thanks to the 2 young women. Yay! It's been raining off and on all day. You can see that mountain ahead covered in rain. And then over here with this beautiful blue lake, you can see blue sky. And more blue sky, the sun trying to come out. I've never taken my jacket on and off more times than one day, ever, I'm pretty sure. Music nerds, I saw this valley and thought about how I'm on the King's Road, and I thought I should listen to something stately, and then I thought of every valley from the Messiah, and so I just started listening to Handel's Messiah from the beginning. And the second piece, or whatever you call it, second song, second movement, is Comfort Ye, All Ye People. And I'm up here on this blustery mountain, or whatever, mountain pass. I'm in the Lapland, and I'm doing fine, but it's cold and I'm alone, and so I'm listening to this tenor really beautifully sing Comfort Ye, and it is comforting. It's really nice. After that row, I was in a foul mood for like 2 hours. Like I think it stressed me out more than I thought, and it took me a while to shake it off. Like, it was fine. I never felt like seriously in danger, or anything, but it was just a little stressful. And then I just felt stressed, and for a while I was hiking right by this river, and then I thought, like, actually maybe it's the sound of this rushing river that's really stressing me out, because I don't like white noise like that. I'm pretty just noise sensitive in general. And then it's also extremely windy, and I hate the wind. I'm not complaining, it's fine, but maybe it's just the combination of kind of the stressful row across the lake, and then this raging river, and then all this wind, sometimes in my face, but mostly it's to the side, which is good. But anyway, I was just like, I recognized I was in a bad mood, and I was like, what can you do? So I put on some music. I haven't been listening to a ton of music on this trip, but I was like, I need something to snap me out of this. So I played my special Sweden playlist. It's called like Sweden, the Morning Fog, and that was nice. Then I played my Colorado Trail playlist that I made last year when I attempted an FKT on the Colorado Trail. And and then I just, I got that idea about the handle. And I think it's, the handle, and communication from a loved one put me in a very good mood. I haven't had reception in forever, and I still don't, but then I remembered I can still use my phone to text with my GPS device, so I just sent like a quick check-in and got a message back, and it was like, oh, it just made me feel good. So yeah, and I had planned to check in when I was mad, because I was like, I should show all this, like all the, like the good and the bad, but I was too mad to show that I was mad. Kings Road. So you can see, I mean, it really is kind of just cutting through all the mountains. Got mountains all around me, and I am very happy. This is so much fun. Sunset. The sunsets here, they start early and take a really long time. So I would say around like 6 o'clock, it feels like Boston 6 o'clock, but then it just lingers for hours. 8 o'clock and all is well. We're doing it. Okay, quick update. I'm in a wood chopping shelter. That little blue light is my headlamp charging. My headlamp didn't die, but I was just thinking it would be really bad if it did, because wayfinding can be pretty tricky, because this trail is so overrun that it's like there's so many people that there are just like little trails everywhere. So if you can't see the cairns with the red paint, it's not good. And it's also like really cold and windy and occasionally rainy. So it's like if my headlamp dies and it's cold, and I just don't want to put myself in a bad situation. So, and also my feet were soaked. So I'm letting my headlamp charge. I also put on tights because I was wearing shorts, And I also threw on my fleece and my puffy. And I'm actually at like the highest point of the trail right now, so of course it's cold, and I'll go down soon. But yeah, the trail all night has been super rough. Just rocks and roots, mud, just like a lot of stumbling around. It's not very fun. So I'm gonna get back out there soon. I still have a really long way to go, over 30 miles, maybe like 35, 33, something like that. But the good thing is that I'm at the high point, so it's not downhill from here. So, and the sun will rise in, an hour or two. It's like 1:30 or so right now. So, yeah, I guess I'll start to gather my things and head back out in a little bit. We're going. It's very cold. So there's not much time, or I haven't been filming because I just need to stick to business. But my feet are hurting. I'm starting to hallucinate in terms of like catching a glimpse of a real thing, but thinking it's something else, like seeing a rock, but thinking it's a person in the thinking pose, or a reindeer, or this is actually a reindeer. Hey, reindeer. Hey, babies. Look at those antlers. Hey. Hey. Go, 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 go. That's right. Go, go, go. Go. All right, I'm just gonna move past you. That's right. We all go on our way. I just stopped at Alesiora, one of the mountain stations, just for a short bit. I felt like kind of an intruder, but I was like, I wonder, so before that, I was getting really cold, like unreasonably cold, because I'm back outside now, and I made sure to bundle up with everything, and now I'm overdressed. So I think my body temperature must have really dropped earlier or something. Kind of like that happens to me after a long run, like every time. So I don't know if it's something similar or fatigue or how that affects core temperature. But so I did find there was like an open building with a kitchen and a drying room, which is like a super heated room, and there was one open bunk room, and I don't have anything reserved, so I can't use the bunk room, but I I took off my shoes before getting in the building, and then I'm on my last pair of socks. I brought 3 pairs of socks on this trip, and I had been alternating between 2 of them to hike in, and then 1 pair for my, clean-ish sleeping socks. But both pairs of socks got really wet today. There have been a lot of, I guess yesterday and today are kind of the same thing right now. There have been like a good amount of fords, and nothing too deep at all, like nothing more than maybe like ankle or shin deep, but definitely getting your feet wet. So I kept my wet socks on until I couldn't stand it, then switched to my other hiking socks, which were the slightly dirtier pair. I hadn't gotten a chance to rinse them out yet, but they were dry because I had hung them on the back of my backpack. Is my backpack open? No, that's my hood. But then those got soaked, and I was so cold, and I was like, I think I'm gonna have to use my last pair of socks. So I put them on, and sure enough, maybe like a couple hours later, there was an unavoidable crossing where I had to get my feet wet. So now I'm out of dry socks, but this is a long story about socks. Here's the Alice Yora Lake. But anyway, I took off my dry sock. I took off my wet socks, put them in the drying room closest to the heater, and then I just laid on the floor and propped my legs up on my backpack and closed my eyes for not very long, but enough to like have a few like millisecond dreams. And then once I finally felt warm again and not, teeth chattering and stuff, I was like, I should go. So I don't know how long I was there. It could have been half an hour, it could have been an hour, but it helped because my socks are dry, and I feel like I just tricked my body into thinking I got a night of sleep, because now it feels like I laid down and now it's a new day, even though I've been going since yesterday at noon. This lake. Helicopter had a cross on it, so it must be an emergency helicopter, but hopefully everything's okay. First time in the trees since leaving Lago Tavara, where the bus dropped us off. I've been above tree line this whole time, and it's getting warmer. Sun's out. I had an incredible moonrise last night. We love bogboards. We love running. Yay! This is Abisko National Park. Abisko is where the northern terminus is, so we're getting closer. Beautiful birches. the Abisko like lake. I think Yore means lake. And there's a hut. It's 1K away. And then I really don't know the distance between that and the northern terminus. Maybe 9 miles, but I'm just guessing. A wave of tiredness just hit me. But I think I'm gonna see if so my only food that I have left is candy, and yeah, which, you know, I have plenty to last to the end, but that's not very it doesn't have much sustenance, so I might pop into the hut and grab, if they have any, you know, slightly more nutritious options or fresh options, like a baked good. I may grab a quick bite to just give me a boost of energy to get to the end, because I've been going for a while. Let's see, it's 10 o'clock. Yeah, I've been moving nearly nonstop for 22 hours now. That's up there with some of my top moving times. I don't know if I ever went above 22 hours on the AT. I think I came close with like a 21 hour, 45 minute day maybe. So yeah, this might be a new Liz record. I'm 12 kilometers away. There's a sign. And then I like this sign. It's very cute. All right, let's go. Well, no stop at Abisko Yare because it is off trail and I'm so close to being done. So sustenance by candy is in. And this is actually Abisko Yare, the lake. So it's just the hut that I missed. But this last section, it's, you know, got a lot of these rocks, but then there are some nice smooth sections and bog boards. So I'm just kind of doing a run walk alternating, which is what I've been doing this whole trip. It's like run where it's runnable, otherwise just move with the terrain. My mouth is full, but it's so pretty. These colors. For a second, for like 2 miles, I was really hustling, but my legs started to hurt. So I'm slowing my roll a little bit, eating some of my candy, and maybe I'll pick up some steam, but also, I mean, it's nice to just enjoy this last stretch. As far as I know, I'll be the first woman to set a self-supported record on this trail. There's one other women's record, Emily Forsberg. She's Swedish and she has the supported women's record at a very stout 4 days, 21 hours. And yeah, I don't know, I'm really sorry, I'm eating. But I just feel very proud of myself. There were a lot of things that had to go right to get to where I am now. The the weather, you know, asking for help from other people. This is, while it's categorized self-supported record, I can't do a self-supported record on this trail without the people, the boat captains, the infrastructure, the fact that I can take a pack that's so tiny and take just the essentials. There were so many incredible incredible moments on this hike. I think last night, the overnight hike, was the hardest part and my lowest point. I was just frustrated. The footing was really bad. It was really wet and boggy. But even then, I saw this light illuminating behind me and turned around, and there's a full moon, a huge full moon right behind me. Just little things like that. Just then I stopped to say hello to a hiker. His accent sounded very French, lots of jeux, and it's like, I know I'm setting an FKT, but also it's like the human moments that make this entire trip. I've had so many nice interactions and met people from so many different countries. I guess that's something neat about hiking in Sweden. I mean, it's just very accessible to other Europeans, of course, but I've also met hikers from beyond just Europe too. So the STF website was right. People come from all over the world to hike Kungsleden, and somehow I didn't know about it until 6 months ago. So yeah, I don't know. I would recommend this trail to anyone. This is honestly, this is probably the best experience I've ever had hiking. I love this trail. It's beautiful. It's fairly, I was gonna say cruisy, but it has plenty of technical junky stuff too. But yeah, it's remote, and especially down south, you don't see as many hikers. Up north, that's the most popular section, is from Kvikjok to Abisko. So now not only am I seeing a ton of hikers, the trail is just like a super highway. It's so wide from all of the use that it gets. So part of me is like, I don't want to, I'm sharing all these videos of this beautiful hike, but then it's also like, oh goodness, am I contributing to future overuse of this hike? I feel like I'm sharing this like wonderful secret place, which apparently a lot of people know about. I just don't. But there were so many cool moments on this hike, and even now, I was wet and cold basically all night, and now it's just like a beautiful August day in northern Sweden. So I am just living it up. Look at these fall colors. It's awesome. All right, under 2 miles to go I've been alternating between this and this. I'm getting chills by how close it is. I know I'm walking now, but I've been running and walking. And when I get under a mile, it's like, okay, 0.75, that's three laps around the track. You can do that. Then 2 laps, then 1 lap, then 200 meters. It makes it seem not so far. There's the road. I know that road. I was here in January. Holy cow, I'm almost there. Kungsleden summer. It is Kungsleden summer. Here it is. Almost there. Check this out. Oh, this is so cool. Oh, this is where I went. Done.